Hi, welcome to Aunt Linda's Kitchen. Tonight we're going to be making Spanish rice. And no matter if you're a working woman, a stay-at-home mom, or retired, this dish will be the dish for you and your family. It will become a family favorite. And you only need 4 ingredients: rice, tomatoes, either canned or store-bought, a pound of hamburger, and Aunt Linda's secret ingredient, which we'll talk about later. So what you want to do is you want to take your hamburger, which you already have in the pan, make sure your hands are clean, and what we're going to do is we're going to add about 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and we're going to sprinkle that on the hamburger, and then we're going to take and we're going to use about 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper. Then we're going to take it over to the stove and we're going to start and brown it. Okay, so what we're doing now is we're browning our hamburger, and we want to make sure that we really have it so that there's no pink, and if there is any extra grease after we're all done, we want to take that out because we certainly don't want that once we've added the other ingredients. The tool that I'm using is really a nice tool. It's from Pampered Chef. I've suggested it to family and friends, and it just really does a nice job of breaking up the meat so that it's not in big chunks, it's in nice pieces. When I do my canned tomatoes, I usually put green pepper and onion in them. So if you think that you'd like to have that in your Spanish rice, this would be the time to add that now while you're browning your meat. But you don't need to, the canned tomatoes is just as good. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue to brown the meat, and we'll come back in a few minutes. Okay, so my hamburger is brown, there's no pink, and I drained off the little bit of grease that I did have. So what we want to do now is we want to add my cup of rice and my tomatoes, and I'm going to use the whole quart. What we want to do is we want to stir everything together. And then I still have to add my secret ingredient. But we want to get the rice and the hamburger and the tomatoes all mixed together so they can all marinate flavors. So that's done. So what we want to do is my secret ingredient is Lawry's seasoning. And so what I like to do, and that's why I only use less than a teaspoon of salt, because I certainly don't want this to be really salty. So I'm going to sprinkle this on the top so it's all covered. Now I'm going to mix it again so the flavors can go in. I'm going to turn it down to low. I'm going to set my timer for 15 minutes, and I'm going to cover it, and we'll check back later. So the timer just went off, so let's check to see what our Spanish rice looks like. Oh, and it looks really good. So let me stir it again. And what I'm going to do, because my muffins are still baking, I'm going to shut it off because it'll still cook a little bit longer. And then we'll just wait a few minutes for the muffins to get done. About 5 more minutes. That is so delicious. our Spanish rice is done. When we have Spanish rice, you can either use a salad, you can have biscuits or muffins. We prefer blueberry muffins. And so that's what we're gonna have. So what we wanna do is we wanna plate our Spanish rice right now. So let me get it. And it's heavy. Woohoo! So we're going to put some rice on the plate. And I love to garnish it with sharp cheddar cheese. Say that 3 times after you've had a few margaritas. And look at how pretty that looks. Okay, and now we're gonna put some blueberry muffins here. Gonna put 3 of them. You might not eat 3, but it's always nice to have 3. And so let's test it. Mmm, delicious. Let's go eat. Time to eat. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this evening. I hope you enjoyed Auntie Linda's Spanish rice. Cheers.